So, like we can capture all the create, update, and delete actions of an account. Is that like,
Yeah,
am I going
the
right?
HBM file.
Yeah.
Okay, this attributes tells you what are the attributes are available in your class file and how do you set it and what attributes do you set it. Okay. For
Okay.
you, I mean, you might have the get attributes, get source, all that class files in your methods in your dot class. But if you want to know what type of an attribute it is at the back end, this is the files. So
Okay.
if you want to know if there is a table connected to each and every object, right? This is how you should see. If you see it as a hbm.xml, that means it's possible to retrieve it as a part of one or the other objects. So I want all of you to go through each of the attributes and see. Yeah, Srividya, whatever you see it here, right? Try to draw the line what you have seen, what you have it in your rule library, and just try to explain on that. All of you, I want all of you to, who is not understood what is there and what to. I mean, I want you guys to understand this particular class. For now, this is important because both custom report, whatever we'll show you, and custom task, what we'll show you, both is involving the same object. So I want you guys to just check the details.
Can you send that HBM file, Srividya?
Yeah, sure.
No, copy the contents of the file.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's in the application folder.
String 1, string 2, string 3, how do you get it from the audit event?
Sorry?
If you have to get string 1, 2, 3, 4, how do you get it from the audit event?
Event.get string 1.
Can you just see? Check the method and the class file.
No, same as VM file. Okay.
Get string 1. Is this the one, Disha?
No, you tell me. You guys, you tell me.
Okay.
Okay, to parse this, okay, how do you get it? Can you just write a snippet?
Yeah.
How do you get the audit event and how do you get the get string 1?
I mean, while we are, so the scenario is like in the same audit event which you are preparing, in the same thing you want to get the string 1. Is that what you are saying?
Sorry, I didn't get it. Can you repeat it?
I mean,
Okay, now, okay, let's assume like,
so
okay,
here,
given a source or given a application name, how will you fetch the list of audit events which is coming for which is coming associated with that application? Do you get my question?
yes, Disha.
You wrote the query options, right, Srividya?
Yeah.
Using it, can you retrieve it?
Yeah, okay.
Shika, can you quickly share your screen and put it in front of them? How do you update? How do you get the audit event based on the application?
One second.
Okay, what type of object is application?
Is it
Srividya, what type of an object is application?
String.
uh,
So this is application, right?
yeah.
So whatever is you are able to fetch it, it contains application name, correct? What does the attribute contain?
The application name.
So given these options, I can do anything, okay? So this is the code which I write to get the, based on the application. If I have to do the audit action, what should I do?
Audit event equal to.
I'm getting list of audit events. If I have to do it
Okay.
based on audit event, okay, I give an action. These are the parameters which on which I can check, correct?
Yeah.
Application or action, action account name or instance or attribute name and attribute value, tracking ID, target, action or source, right?
Yeah.
Given these, if I have to query, how will I query? Now I told action, right? Source and action. If it has to be an and conditions, it should contain both source and action. How will I get?
Uh,
So these filters, query options filter, this will matter on what basis do you want to get the options, either and condition or conditions. These are the other options available, right? Have you guys explored these options in your Eclipse? So my goal here, okay, let me explain you my goal to create a custom client wants to delete an audit event based on the options he gives here, okay. He'll be giving the audit action, audit source, audit target, a start date and end date. Given this information, if all these matches, I have to delete the audit event. Is a requirement to delete the list of audit events which has triggered, given these options, right? Audit action, audit source, target, start date, and end date. Given these 5 inputs, he can give all inputs or any one of the inputs or any combination of it, okay? If he wants to delete it, he wants to delete those objects. In that scenario, he will give you is these inputs once he runs this task, he has to, SailPoint should delete all the objects associated with the condition he is given here. So, as per your knowledge in SailPoint, to do this kind of requirement, what is the options available to you?
On the event, we can get the action source target.
In general, I'm asking, can you do it in quick links or can you do it in reports or what are the options available within SailPoint to do this kind of implementation?
We can create a quick link form with all these details entering all these detail and
Okay. Otherwise, apart from that, what else is the other option? Yeah, others apart from Srividya.
In debug, we will execute then and there.
What will you do? Okay, I'm creating a new role, right? Okay, what am I supposed to give? What are the mandatory inputs? Whatever you said,
rule.
right? Whatever you said, right, Mahati?
The rule.
Debug, from your debug page, you can execute a rule, right? There, do you need to, are you asking user to give any inputs, or have you hard coded everything within the role and you can just execute it from debug page?
If you are talking, you might be on mute, Martha. I cannot hear.
Means, we can execute in run rule. Hard coded thing.
Question was, okay, you said you can run it in debug page, right? The option, one of the option you said was running in debug page, right? And there you were not taking input from the user, but you have hard coded everything, correct?
Yes.
In that scenario, you will have to select this role, right? Let's assume I want to give some input. So how will I do it?
Can I tell, Disha?
Yeah.
So in the we can give it in the rule config option. All the
Here you have to format it, right? Is there an option wherein I can edit this UI? This is clear.
Yes, Disha.
So any changes I make it here, it should reflect that. What type of an object is this? Rule name, how am I supposed to get it? I'm supposed to get a rule, right? Am I getting?
Yes, Disha.
If I change it to string, it gives me a text box wherein I can give it. I mean, I have to write the rule name. But if I want it to be editable, I need to give it as a drop-down item because I want user to select it, correct? So in this scenario, I told I want the details of source, I want details of action, target, source, action, start date and end date. So what do you think start date and end date option should be? String or what kind of object it should be?
Look at HBM file and try to answer.
Create a start date, modify date, all around be there. So created, okay, what is your, as per the requirement when I say started and end date, how do I compare it? Okay, what is this created date? What is the type of object is this?
String.
What is it? What type of object is it? Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yes, Disha. Date.
What is
Yes, this date.
What did I tell you the other day? How will you get, like, if you want to know how is the, what is the value of created modified date? What did I tell you guys? How can you look it up? This is something that I told you guys to look it up, right? Okay. So I have created a role or a task definition wherein I'm taking the input as role name, which is a role type is role. Why I mentioned this as type as role is whatever you say in the object config, right? This drop down you see, right? That one you can give the name as it is because those are the SailPoint objects which you can retrieve. If you want application, you can click on, you can give the type as application, you click on. If you give audit event, it will give you the type audit event. So whatever you see the type here, right? That is based on the SailPoint object. Other things apart from the capital letters, everything is by default to the Java types. Int, boolean, all that predefined values is what you can give it in type. Is that clear or any confusion?
Yes.
So start date and end date, I told you it has to be date, right? Because I want user to select a date. If I give it as string, I can do the conversions within the rule. But it depends on what type of date he is giving, right? Some people can give it to you on DDMM, YYY format, or they can give you MMDD YYY format, or some people can give you with timestamp, without timestamp also, right? So is it better if you give an option as date so that he can select it and it'll be predefined? Out of all these options, which one would you prefer? Taking it as a string input or a date input?
Date input.
Date.
So, any preference based on your business, right? This is what is the things you need. They wouldn't tell. Do you want to give it as string? Do you want to give it as a drop down? Nothing. They'll tell. Okay, this is my requirement. This is the output I want. It's up to you guys to design it. Either you can give it as string, but when you give it as string, whatever things that I just described you, right? Everything you should be able to handle it within the code. Or you should give a thing such that you are forcing him or forcing them to select a particular format because you want it to be predefined. So for any run role task, right, these two inputs are mandatory. This is mandatory input. And if you want to consider some attributes wherein the conditions wherein you want to consider which you want to force it, right, in that scenario, you can give it here. The other things is all by default with is all customized one based on your requirement. You can change it. In the one which I was editing and showing it to you, what were the input I gave? I just gave the run role name, action, and role config, right? Now additionally, I'm giving source. And here, if you see, every argument has a name. By default, name and type is the required ones. Okay. If you don't have help key or prompt also, that is okay. But you mandatorily need to have this name and string. Name and type of the argument which you're trying to fetch it. And help key. Yeah, if you want, you have given this as small letter action, right? If you want to display it in a different way, telling that, okay, select this action or give it like action in A with A capital, anything of that sort, you can give it. Okay. So here in your question, in your audit action, right, you have a question mark here, right, to tell user telling that, okay, what is the, I mean, you want him to know what is it, what are you trying to force him to select, right?
Yes.
Let's say I've not given this audit, okay, I've just given a source. If he has to understand what is a source mean, what will you tell? You have to give him some informative details so that he can correlate to whatever inputs he is trying to give you, right?
Yes.
That is what this help key does, okay? So whatever you give in your help key, when you row over that question mark, that is the details it will give you. And what is the prompt that on the this you can consider as a display name. In your forms, you have a name, display name type, right?
Yes. Yes.
Name is here, type is here, and your
Okay.
display name is coming as prompt. And help key will give you details on what you wanted in a question mark. Is that clear?
Yes, Disha.
Yes, Disha.
Okay. I have given these inputs, right? Observe carefully. And do you see this as start date or what do you see this as? Everything else you see is as audit action, audit source, audit target, right? But only for start date and end date, you're getting it as it is, right? As it is as name. Why are you not able to get it?
Default, it will take the name, maybe.
So if I have to give this audit start date, I have given this audit start date here, right? Why is it not fetching audit start date and it's just giving me the name?
It is in description.
So this has to be prompt. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when you click on the arguments, when you try, I'm showing it to you on the UI level and I'm showing it to the backend also, right? When I open that argument, it will tell you what are the details I can fetch it in the argument. Is that clear?
Yes, Disha.
Yes, Disha.
These are the details I can select it. Any questions in the UI configurations? Yeah. So this is your inside your signature. You can have two things. One is your inputs and one is your returns. Okay. Inside your returns is where you very similar to your input arguments. You can get it, but you won't have all that help key. And you will just tell what is the name and if you want to type. Okay. So when I run, my end goal is when they give me a certain set of parameters, I query the database. My return should be the count how many records I deleted. Okay. So that is why I've given the return as argument. I'll show you at the back end how my rule works. But is this clear?
Yes, Disha.
Yes, Disha.
I'll just show you, execute it and show it to you. You can see how my data looks like. I gave this count, right? So have 0 records have been deleted. So it gives me a count as 0. You would have seen this similar output layout in your account aggregations or refresh tasks, right? telling what was the application name state, how many identities were how many accounts were correlated, how many new identities were created, updated, all the details it will show you, right? Because of that return type.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have told in your rule what is the rule. I mean, inside your task, what is the rule it has to execute, correct? So for your object, right, you will have these are the two in default inputs, log and context. Okay. Based on this, you need to fetch every other detail whichever you need for your execution. So when you do a run rule task, right, whatever you execute, right, name of the task, that is what you're trying to fetch it here. This is my name of the task, right?
Yes, teacher.
So I'm getting the backend task definition. And from the task definition, every input that you make changes, right? You would have selected some inputs, right, while executing it. Backend it gets saved in the same task definition. You see this? These were the inputs I have passed, correct? So it's all saved in my task definition. From my task definition, I'm trying to fetch it. Task definition gets string. Is this clear? Any confusions? The way I'm fetching the data. Though I give it as a date, right? At the backend, it is saving it into string, right? Anything that comes into double quotes is a string, right?
Yes, teacher.
So it's getting saved as string. From my string data, I need to parse it back into the format where I get how I receive it, right? By default in SailPoint, all your date formats, right? It will get parsed into this format. So I'm trying to get the queries based on, I'm trying to parse that string data to this given type, and I'm doing it based on I'm doing a comparison with the created data. I wrote that filter, right? In Eclipse telling that, okay, query options dot add filter action and source and target. I made this
Yes.
and condition in my Eclipse, right?
Yes,
Here,
teacher.
why did I write it as and there, and why am I not writing it as and here?
Because we have only one condition. Only one condition. We are taking only source.
We
Only
never
action.
know on what basis will he give us the input, will he execute, right? Everything is optional.
Okay.
He may select,
Sure.
he may not select. If I have to write the and condition, all the permutation combination of those 5 types, I'll have to write it, right?
Yeah.
Instead of that, that is why we are iterating through each and every object. If it has a value, only then you will add it to the filter condition, otherwise you will not add it. Yeah. So for audit, for my requirement, I need to first get the list of audit events, which is satisfying all these 4-5 conditions, right? Start date means when was the audit event created? Based on that, given a start date and end date, can I get the output? Created date should be greater than whatever start date a user has given. And it should be less than the value whatever is given in the end date, correct?
Teacher.
That is why this greater than equal to conditions are coming into picture.
Okay.
I asked you guys to look up into these conditions on filter because these parameters, the output query options, whatever I'm looking, right, depends on whatever is the business. Here for my business to run, I cannot make it as equal, right? what is the chances of me if I put it as equals condition? It could be very, very minute chances of me getting the output, right? Let's say I've given it as current date. Depends on how many records can get created on a given date. Same timestamp, all timestamp, including your seconds, right? So you need to have a greater than less than symbol, greater than less than conditions, correct? And I cannot make this condition based on string. I have to make it only on data or integers, right? Is this making sense?
Yes, Disha.
Yes, Disha.
So this is what is the conditions. I showed you on one, but now this is the combination of it. Since I'm going on adding, by default this will go get added as the AND conditions. Okay. And first I'm retrieving the list of audit events based on this condition. I'm getting the signs. This count is what I'm trying to return it in my output. Okay. And we are doing a filter conditions, right? This is a little complicated. Try to understand. If you don't understand well, and I have no issues. I'm just giving it to you. It could be easier, but in case you want to hard code it also, you can mention it. The requirement is, okay, once they delete it, right? Once I have the records which is getting deleted, right? On what basis was this task run? I want to send a notification to a team. I wanted to send it to this person, and I want to give whatever the conditions on which the task was run, how many records were deleted. So these two inputs I'm passing to the send email notification, and that is what I'll be running it. Any questions here? So far, any questions?
No, Disha.
I do a send notification, I'll go ahead and delete it. We have an option of in SailPoint wherein given an object name, I can do this terminator.delete. This terminator is in under SailPoint API. SailPoint.object, you can see the classes, right? Default SailPoint classes. Under SailPoint.api, you can see that the package name is SailPoint.api. You have a terminator class. Using this terminator, I can delete the object. Is this clear?
Disha.
Okay. And right now I'm getting this task result, right? Whatever is my task definition name. So for the current execution, that is what it will be. Name of the task will be the same, okay? And I'm setting the whatever count I'm doing, I'm setting it here. Okay.
Yes, Disha.
So when I execute, I should be getting an email, right? don't see any records, right? Okay. These were the conditions. 2 records were deleted based on the following filters.
Isha.
Okay.
Any questions in this?
No, Isha.
Okay, when I
Disha.
don't give any conditions, okay, because none of it is mandatory except the rule, right? Let's say by somebody by default, by mistake, without giving any inputs, he executes it. What happens? I'll keep the rule open. These are the filters, right? Let's assume there is a user who comes in and just executes the task without giving any inputs. What happens in a scenario?
Means it won't delete anything. Like,
Hmm?
uh,
Sorry?
means it won't delete anything. It don't
Don't delete
satisfy.
anything. Don't delete anything or it will delete everything.
Uh,
It should delete everything.
Not, I have not given any options here, right? What is the output I'm getting?
It's going to give all the
Audit
audit.
actions, right? In that scenario, I'll be deleting everything, right?
Yeah.
Is it a good practice to make all as option?
No.
no.
So let's assume I want to force audit action on start date and end date. In that scenario, what will happen? What can I do?
Mandatory we
In
should.
your forms, you have used that option, right? What options can you use to force a user to make sure that he gives that input?
Required will give. Required.
Do you see this? You basically are forcing user to select at least one option, right?
Yes, Isha.
Any questions in in this execution?
No, Isha.
Okay, since you guys understood, I am returning one attribute here, right? Is it possible for me to return another attribute also?
Yes, Isha.
How can I do that?
Like list of attribute we can create and
Can I just add it here?
um
Okay, I gave it. Is this enough for me if I have to get the output? Please answer somebody. Is this enough to get the output in my result?
Yes, Disha.
Yes, Disha.
That is not enough. Yeah. One place is not enough. If you want to get both outputs, you have to get it.
Okay, Disha.
Okay, whatever I showed you is the through the run rule, right? I write a logic through the rule and I execute it. But there could be, by if you see by default, whatever task definitions you have, aggregation and all, right? At the backend, you have a class file which executes it, correct? This is
Yes,
what
Disha.
runs. This is the task which runs, right? Similar to this, you can write a custom task instead of using the run rule, right? If it is very complicated, wherein the execution time is taking more and you cannot incorporate everything into a role, right? You can write the executor class. Okay, all you have to do is you have to create a class. You have to create this class which extends the abstract task executor. Okay, and in that you have two methods. One is execute method. The other one is terminate method. These two are the mandatory things which you need to, which all classes, all subclasses should have. Okay, in this execute, you have the context, you have the task schedule, you have the result, you have the attributes based on which your task definition was triggered. Whatever I have, we hardcode the task definition and get the arguments, right? What did I do here? I'm getting the task definition dot get string, right?
Yes, Disha.
Like that, whatever inputs you have passed, right, everything will come inside arguments. Based on your task input signature inputs, whatever you have given, everything will come here. From these arguments, you fetch the details. And whatever is your functionality that you want to incorporate within your class file, you can incorporate it. This terminate method is coming into picture because when a task is executing, if you observe, right, after a task is executing, before it is completed, you can right click on the task and do a terminate. I'm not sure how many of you have explored that option. When you click or right click and do it, you can do a terminate. Okay. When it getting kicked, what should happen? It should end the process, right? For that.
Yes, Disha.
Okay.
Yes, Disha.
So inside this, everything you can handle it. You can write the methods. I mean, you can write all your logic inside this. So this is what is your format. Always you have a class which extends this abstract task executor. Two mandatory things. One is the execute method and the terminate method. And I'm showing you at the front end how your task looks like. These are my input arguments, action, which is required attribute, and here in my executor, I'm going to give reporting dot SailPoint dot reporting dot custom audit task. I have kept in this ideally configured task. Okay. And whatever you have this class file, right? Java file, right? You have to compile it. That means every time you run, you save this object, a backend, you can get a class file, right?
Yes.
So now I have this Java file. I want to get the corresponding class file. How can I get it? Do I have to compile it through code, or will it be auto compiled, or how will it work? How, I want a class file.
In the lib folder, we'll get web binding. In the
Hmm?
folder, we will get the class.
Under my SRC is where my
Yes.
Java files will be there, right? So inside my same project, inside my build, same structure, however I have created my class file, Java file, backend at the same structure, under bin it will be there. So this class file, I pick it up from here. Till here, okay? After that, once you are into the classes folder, however you have created your package, right? Under what package is this? What package is my class file?
Task.
Say,
Hmm?
SailPoint data task.
So that means I have to enter the sale point. I have to create a new folder task. I have to place the class file. And only then I'll be able to execute my task. Okay. Okay, I have placed this here, right? Can I directly go ahead and start executing it?
We need to import, I think. So.
Import is XML. Why will I import class file?
Yeah.
What should I do for my sale point to consider the current changes?
The Tomcat restart I need.
You have to restart your Tomcat, only then it will be available for your execution. Is that clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Frankly speaking, how many of you want these files? I mean, like I said, I'm very, very frankly asking. Only if you guys are going to explore it further after this, I'll share the files. Otherwise, I will let you guys to explore yourself and do it everything from scratch. After the session, ping me and tell me whoever wants the files. Next. First and foremost, do you have any questions here? Any questions that needs to be understood? Any part of logic implementation, front end changes, anything?
No, teacher.
Okay. How many of you remember the session wherein we discussed regarding the reports?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what are the different types of reports which we can use? All these are out of box reports, right? In
Okay.
the session, I explained 3 different type of things wherein I can execute it based on. Does anyone remember?
The application and certification.
Okay, what type of report is this?
Live
Hmm?
library.
All are reports by default.
Identity request.
I told you your data sources can be of 3 types, right? One is direct query, and the other one is Java, and the other one is SQL query, right? One is filter, Java, data source will be Java, or it can be on select query, which is nothing but your SQL query. Do you guys remember? No. Yes, no. What? Here the data source is filter, right?
Yes, teacher.
Do you see this difference? Here, if data source is filter, right? That means based on my link object, I'm trying to filter it and get the output. Here it is Java, based on Java. So what is the execution? All though my inputs are specified here, filters are applied here, my end of the how my report is processed is logic is inside this class file. This kind of require thing wherein I cannot query just based on one table. Primary table will be one, but any processing which I need to do it thoroughly, if it is not possible inside my filter based conditions, I write a executor class. And here my primary condition which I'm considering is certification item. And since it's a Java, I have to give the data source class file here. And the other one is HQL type, where type will be HQL, wherein it will be like if we do a select star from so and so table, right? Instead of giving that select star, we'll tell from so and so table. On which your data source reporting can happen. One is Java. data source wherein you have a class file and you give your primary thing, all the details, how you are supposed to have all the things, there are chances of very, very complicated reports is where you handle it through Java data source. Second is filter, wherein you are able to, you can fetch it in a simple part from the same object.
Yes,
Third
teacher.
one is like this based on SQL query. These are the three options.
Okay. Disha, can you just show me that HQL query? So this query tag is where the query is passed, or
Yes, this is where you have to specify from. In case you have more than one source, right? You give it like from comma, whatever, however you build your queries, right? Accordingly, you can fill in it here.
okay.
Okay, so I'll explain you one by one. Okay, so
Yeah.
for this report, okay, I will take the example of this report. Here the query is from application table, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you see for regular task definition, whatever I showed you, similarly my inputs are I can pass the inputs. Multi means, what does multi equal to true mean?
Many multiple applications can be
I can select
passed.
more than one option from the drop down. Okay, so I have my name of the field is applications. What type of an object is this?
Yes.
String. Not
What is the
application.
type here?
Application.
Application.
So under my applications drop down, I'm going to get the application names. I mean, whatever is a list of applications I have it in my system, all will come there. Okay, and I can select more than one. That is what this signature means. And required rights. In our SailPoint, we have SP rights. Okay, object SP rights. If you remember, I did explain you about your capabilities, right? When you go to user identity warehouse, there'll be a place wherein you have user rights. Under that, you have capabilities, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Under each and every capability or whatever predefined capabilities, right? There is an underlying SP rights. Wherein to see, do you want to, can you see identities? There will be an SP right. Can you edit any identities? There will be a place. Like that there are underlying SP objects, okay, that if any user has this option, has this full access application status report, right, as a part of his capability, only those users will be able to execute this report. Otherwise, he doesn't get this at all in the view. Okay, that SP required rights is that means you're restricting access based on the SP rights. Okay, that is what you give it in the required rights. It is not mandatory. Okay, if you give it, it will hide it for the other regular users. Description is like for any task definition, you can tell you what it is, because when you see on the reports, right, you can see this, right? Whatever you give in the description, that is what you can see it. Okay. So second thing, now I'll tell you. Execute by default HQL and your filter, right? Both all of them will have reporting, but based on your data source, again, underlying details will happen. Under your name, you have the name of the report, and when you're executing, it will tell you the percentage at which it is completed, okay? And subtype, you can see here, right? Categories. Under which category will it fall? And is it a template? That means is it the parent class? You can derive it from this class. That is what it means. Template means. Okay. So here under my report, after my report is executed, right? How my report will look like is based on this. It will have a title, application status report. Since my data source is or based on my data source, I'll have a type and I'll have an object type. And here for HQL, this is mandatory. This tag is mandatory. And I have my parameter, query parameters from my inputs, what I have passed it into my task definition, right? This is the same argument name. Whatever you give it as an input argument, same argument name, you should have it here. Okay, so here arguments.contains key, that means it gets the list of applications. And any object, okay, any object, if you see, if you select it, right, always that objects will give you IDs. If you remember, as a part of your quick links, I did tell you, right? When you give type as identity, you're not giving, you cannot get the identity name, but you'll get the identity ID, right?
Yes.
That is what it is. Where a.id in this current list. What is a here?
Application.
You have given from application A. Instead of using this application and again, they've given you A. That means let's assume like I give it as link. I cannot keep giving, I need to identify to which it is, right? Since that is declared as A, they're using it as A in, and this is based on this where from application.query. What is this? Where ID in this list. This is what is returned, and based on this return query is what you can execute it, correct?
Yes.
So let's assume like I have selected e-card, I gave the ID. So let us take like 01234 is my ID of my application e-card. In that scenario, how will your query look like? Can somebody tell? This is my ID. That is what when I'm telling you just an example. So in this scenario, how will my query look like?
Mm.
E.id equal to
Since it is a list,
equal.
right? Multi-valued means it's a list, right?
Yes.
This is how your final query will look like. Okay. So based on that, you're getting that query you will get. Okay. Columns, if you see here, here is where your data source is closing. Columns, this is what is your output columns. When you execute, you're going to get that list of columns you can display, right? Has anyone executed any reports?
Yes, teacher.
You get this report output, right?
Yeah.
This is what you see, right? These are the columns. How is it displaying all these details is based on these column details. Okay, under column details, everything will come as report column config field. Whatever you see as the field, right? Backend there'll be a field and corresponding display name. Header is what will give you your display name, and all this is by default will be there under your SailPoint web messages. Based on the configurations, right? Based on which location you are based out encoding, it will give you this. Okay. So the corresponding application, that is the key. So this will fetch the corresponding value. Application name, that will give that attribute will give you application. And what here property means name. What is the object you're trying to query here? Which table are you trying to query?
E-card.
Which table are you querying?
Table.
Unmute and talk a little louder.
E-card.
Your filter is e-card. What is let's say a table which you're trying to query? This is your
Application.
query, right? Which table are you trying to query?
Application.
So from your application table, what is the name? What is the corresponding name it gives you?
A.
This is my HVM file, okay? What is the name mean? Name of my application, right?
Yes.
Yes.
E-card.
Value is e-card, yes. And this is the name. Whatever is my application name in the configuration, that will come. Is this field sortable or no? If you go to report execution, right? You can sort it. And you can do a group by. So that is what is your details. Sortable. If you make it as fault, it will not give you in the drop down. You get this drop down, right? It will not give you in the drop down. Okay. Next thing is similar like this, they're going to fetch you the details. So what is this? It gives you numbers, number accounts. Select count ID where application.link. So how many accounts are there corresponding to the current ID? Let's assume you selected both learn and e-card application. If your first row of data is going to display the details of your e-card, it will tell you how many links are associated with e-card. Second row, if it is coming as learn, right? Links associated with learn. That is the count. It will be displayed as number of accounts.
Okay.
Okay. Third one. Okay. Third column, last aggregation. You have attributes. Okay. Do you have attributes in your application table?
Yes.
If you can see, tell me which is the line number.
Line number 43.
So you have attributes, right? From these attributes, they're trying to fetch the ICT aggregation data. You see this?
Yeah.
From these attributes, they're going to fetch this value. This is what they're trying to retrieve. Here. Because it is not directly available as column, it is they're iterating and getting it. And old refresh, last refreshed. When was the first account that was refreshed? When was the last account that was refreshed? Based on last refresh. Last refresh is again a column in link table.
Okay.
So similarly, like they're fetching you the last aggregation data, right? End date, right? Accordingly, from entitlement table, they're trying to get the details. Anything that gets complicated, which is not directly available as a column, or it has to be derived in that scenario, we use this renderer script. Is that clear?
Yes,
And
Disha.
what inputs go
Yes,
through
Disha.
here, right, is based on this property. You need to pass this value. If you don't pass this, you cannot get it, right? Here you are passing attributes, and that attributes is considered as value, right? And you're considering that attributes dot get. So if you want this, if you want to derive it, that property, you need to pass it.
Okay, Disha.
Clear?
Okay, Disha.
Yes, Disha.
Yes, Disha.
This format, okay. This column details will not change for your any type of data sources. But the way your processing is done is where that changes. Am I clear with HQL?
Yes, Disha.
Yes, Disha.
Yes, Disha.
Okay. Similarly, we have this report. So what is your object type here?
Link.
What is link?
In IdentityCube, each account is a link.
Account, yeah. Anomaly for your account is link, okay. So any account, a backend, you can see it as link, under link table. So from this table, they are doing a filter option. Filter option is nothing but query options, okay. Query options as per the code which I showed you. Here, what is your argument?
Application.
Yes.
Is it multi-valued, single-valued? How is it?
Single.
So at a point of time, he can only select one application. So that application, whatever he gets is the ID, right?
Yeah.
So that is the application. So here, what are they doing?
It is fetching application.
Application ID, querying your application table, link table. Okay, here you have an additional form. You have a extra additional feature. If you see here, I told you for a given for a report, you can these are the basic parameters, right? Along with that, if you have to query things like external attributes, they have an additional columns, additional forms in between. How that form should look like is based on this form. For this report, application account by attribute report, they have given this. So what inputs needs to go into this report is mentioned here. So for this particular report, you will have 4 different pages. So as per this feature here, the telling application is the input. Okay. So where you're querying your link table, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is your output? Application, count, identity. Application, what type of object is application in the under link table?
Application.
If this is an object, application object, right? It's the complete XML, correct?
Yes.
If I have to get a name for this application object, what will I do?
Application.getName.
No, that is inside your Java class. But in case of
Okay.
query options, how did I show?
Application dot.
If I have it as application object, right? I
Okay.
need to give it as .name. That's how I retrieve it.
Okay.
For me to understand how I'm supposed to build my report is based on how well I understand the input arguments and what are the object types I have.
Yeah.
If I return it as XML, what will it do? It will give me the whole XML. Is it informative? It is not. So I need to get the application name alone. So application.name. Display name. What is the display name? Which object display name is this mentioning to?
Up.
And this, what will it show me in my output reports?
Account ID.
ID.
Okay.
Whatever I have given it as my display display attribute, that is what will be displayed.
What ID?
Okay. And
Yeah.
what is the third column?
Identity.
Dot display.
What is the property that I'm fetching?
Ident.displayName.
Identity.
Okay. Now from identity, I want to get the these are the objects, right? I want to get the employee ID. How will I get it?
Ident.employee ID.
If it is not searchable,
Um.
can I pass employee dot attributes here and fetch it inside renderer config, renderer script? I'm sorry. Like in the previous example, I was passing attributes and getting the aggregation last date, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Based on that, if I pass it as identity dot attributes, can I write a script inside and get the value dot get employee ID?
Yes, Tisha.
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yes, Tisha.
Yes, this.
Yes. Yes.
Any questions here?
No, Tisha.
So what type of data source is this?
Java.
Yeah.
So where can I find the class file?
SailPoint.report. Okay. Class file.
SailPoint reporting.
Continue.
Data source
Data
certification.
source. Certificate. certification line.
Is this the one?
Okay.
So these is based on this attributes is where it is querying. It will fetch me the output. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
So here it's telling you what is your object type, certification attribute. So accordingly we fetch the attribute. What are the inputs here?
Exclusions, certification group application, creation date, sign date, expiration date, and tags.
Based on all these inputs is giving you okay.
Okay.
Certification. So you are scheduling a certification based on certain parameters, right?
Yes, teacher.
What is the order of the details I gave you in certifications?
The certification configuration,
Here, what is it I see here?
the date,
What kind of objects is this?
certification
Okay.
group.
So based on this parameters is where I've got it right. So I'm just telling it to on high level. Okay, don't get confused. If you get confused, also I just hope you guys don't get to work on certification reports. This is your parent tag, right? You're based on a certificate parent certification group is what your underlying certifications come, right?
Yes, teacher.
So that means that is your parent dot certification dot tags. Inside your definition, you're giving ID, right? You're giving tags, right? That is what will be got in here. Whatever tags you provide is based on the description, certification definition, right?
Yes, teacher.
So from certifications parent, you're trying to get the ID tags. Like that, certification, application name, created date, all this based on your parent. That means based on your certification group.
Okay.
Whatever options you're trying to query is based on all that. Okay. All these are passed. Okay. These are your arguments. Based on these arguments, they are trying to formulate everything and pass it. Questions here?
No, teacher.
Okay. One quick thing. Anyway, you're calculating everything inside your Java class, right? This is since it's a complicated part, so only like considering it in the same Java class, right? Is it fair enough for us to have this in renderer script, or can we calculate as a part of our Java script, Java logic, what we are adding it into the class files? If you were there, would you handle it here or would you handle it there? Anybody? Questions from both Srikanth and Archana?
Java file.
It's not required, right, for me to again delay my process here. Whatever I'm doing there, can I not just update it there and get it? I can, right?
Yes.
It's an option. So any questions for this? I know it's complicated to understand this, but like I said, that's why I'm not going in depth of this. Try to explore, and in case you still are eager to learn, in the next session I'll be scheduling one for Asana, Srikanth and Vishwajit. In case you want, like I said, only if you're interested. And I'll obviously know how interested you are, right? So even if you try to enroll, we won't be able to fetch you until you understand. So that's why I'm just informing. Try to explore it. If you understand it, if you still are eager to learn about it, only then we will be including you into that, into that training session.
Sure, teacher.
Any questions, or can we go ahead with the sample creation?
We'll go with the sample creation.
I want one of you to explain me this. This is the one which I created, okay? So what are the inputs?
Start date, end date, action, attribute name, source, target, application, string 1, 2, string 2, string 3, string 4.
Okay. So where exactly do you think is a challenge here while getting the filtering?
Um,
So based on a created date, I'm trying to filter the whatever started and end date I get, right? I'm querying against my created date of the audit event. And here, if you see, I've given the object type as audit event. So this is what I'm doing. If it is not null, only then I'm adding it. I mean, I'm not adding it if it is null, okay? And here, if you see, I'm querying based on all the attributes associated actions as it is. And whatever output I get. And here, what type of an attribute is this? Will I get all the attributes in together in a single column, or will I get individual attributes in a single column? What is it? What is it I'm returning? Yes.
Yeah.
Can I see this?
Yes, teacher.
Whatever is there, everything is coming inside. Then if you want to fetch individual items inside that, same thing, you can use the renderer script and fetch the corresponding one.
Okay.